Hello, hello, hello. I'm Angela Thomas. Welcome to Lady Selah. If this is your first, second, or 15th time here, again, I welcome you. I am so grateful you decided to pause with me today. And before we get into today's episode, I want to say that I really do try to have each episode ready for you on Monday mornings. But I've learned that I don't want to release something just for the sake of saying I released an episode. However, episodes will always be weekly. Sometimes, though, I have to sit and wait. I have to listen for what's stirring within me and in my spirit, because I want what I share to meet somebody right where they are. And so if you were looking for me Monday morning, I apologize for the delay, but I'd rather give you something a little late that has purpose than to give you something on time that has no substance. So again, I do apologize, and I believe that today's message was worth the wait. So let's dive in. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever felt like life just kept throwing punches or dishing blows? Not the kind that leave a black eye, but the kind that leave bruises in your heart. Or even the loss that you never saw coming, or the betrayal that you didn't deserve, or the diagnosis you weren't prepared for, or maybe the financial pressure that keeps you awake at night. Even that dream that didn't unfold the way you imagined. You know, all the things, just all of them. If that's where you are today, I want you to hear this. You may have been bruised, or you may be bruised, but you are not broken. Have you ever watched a boxer after a fight? When the final bell rings, they're often bruised, right? Their face may be swollen. Their body is sore. And you can see the evidence of every punch that they took, right? But those bruises don't automatically mean that they lost. Sometimes they're standing there bruised, yes, but they're wearing the championship belt. Why? Because bruises don't determine the outcome. They simply prove that you were in the fight. Life is like that. Many of us are carrying bruises that no one else can see. We've learned how to smile through them, go to work and serve our families, encourage others, and keep it moving while quietly carrying pain. If you're here today, it may be because life hasn't been gentle or kind to you lately. Something happened, and you're feeling it more than you can even put into words. I want to pause right here and remind you of something important. That you may be bruised, but you are not broken. In the Bible, Isaiah 42:3, in the Amplified Version, it says, "He, which is God, will not harm those who are weak and suffering." And so maybe you feel like you've been through too much. Maybe you've questioned what looks like failures, questioned your pain or your disappointments. Can I remind you today to think about a beautiful vase? If it slips through your hands, it may crack, right? From a distance, it looks good. But every time you pick it up, you see the crack, and then you're reminded that it's been through something. People are like that. We show up, we smile, we tell everyone we're doing okay, but underneath the surface, we're suffering in silence. We have cracks and bruises in places that's still waiting for healing. It's not about the imperfections that we all carry. He isn't looking for flawless people. He's looking for the willing hearts. He meets us in those broken places. And perhaps you're trying to navigate a season you never expected. You're wrestling with the blows that life dishes us. You see the imperfections in your circumstances, while God sees the possibility of restoration. Essentially, that's what grace does. It meets us where we are and reminds us that our present condition is not our permanent destination. God doesn't ask us to embrace the chaos, but He invites us to embrace Him in the middle of it. Then, little by little, He begins to propel us forward, right? Not by removing every obstacle overnight, but by giving us the strength to take the next faithful step. That's the heart of God. It conveys the beautiful truth that God specializes in bringing order out of chaos, hope out of despair, and even purpose out of pain. Emotional scars remind us of what we've been through, but they also remind us of the God who carried us through it. And can I tell you from a personal experience that God is faithful? I've had my own bruises, my own scars, my own moments when I wondered how I was going to make it. But yet, here I am. Not because I've always been strong, but because God has always been faithful. So don't be ashamed of your bruises and don't be discouraged by your scars. They're not evidence that God has abandoned you. No, they're evidence that He has sustained you through it. I'll leave you with this. A bruise is evidence of impact. A scar is evidence of healing. Life may bruise you, but God heals you. Life may leave its marks, but God has the final word. So please, ma'am, please, sir, lift up your head. Take a deep breath and trust God. Because by His grace, you may be bruised, but you are not broken. Thank you for joining me. If this episode encouraged or resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, meet me here. Same place, same grace. Stay rooted, stay grounded. This is your Selah.